name's Tyler. I'm at the Bruins and Senators game. I'm also Shadow14 on YouTube, and you're watching Post to Post. Let's go Bees!
Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. Just got done watching Game 7 between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins. Teams aside, hockey fan first, that was an incredible game. Back and forth. Toronto scored first and then Boston scored. And then Boston had the lead going into the second. And then going into the third, Toronto had the lead. Just a fantastic general game of hockey to watch, regardless of who was playing. If you were a hockey fan watching this game, you would have had to have fun. It was so enjoyable and so obviously frustrating for Boston fans at certain points of the game and Toronto fans at certain points of the game, and obviously at the end of the game. It was a very tough third period. It's a game you were up on by one going into the third period, the last period of the game. You look to be in control, and stuff happens. Just like the last time they played, unfortunately, basically not basically the same thing, but I mean, you unfortunately blew a lead and lost in Game 7, and your season's over. It's unfortunate. I feel bad for Toronto fans. I'm admittedly happy for Boston fans. I look back to Game 6. Listen, I wanted Toronto to win this series. Sorry, Boston fans, but I wanted Toronto to win this series. But I look back at Game 6, watching Game 6, the endless amount of giveaways by Toronto. I was counting and got into the teens in one period from giveaways in their own end, no-look passes up the boards. It was unbelievable. I thought I was watching my Montreal Canadiens, but nope, it was the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I made the decision in Game 6 halfway through, I can't cheer for this team. They're too much like my Montreal Canadiens. There's too many giveaways. I can't cheer for this team. A team that plays like this doesn't deserve to go on to the second round. And I started to cheer for Boston. I cheered for Boston the rest of Game 6, and I cheer for Boston tonight. I watched the game with Dad, Brent, a.k.a. the GOAT. He was cheering for Toronto, and it was frustrating. Even though I was cheering for Boston to win, I had other reasons to cheer for Boston as well as my bracket, but it was frustrating because I wouldn't have been upset if Toronto won. I just felt like Boston was the team that deserved to move on. I didn't feel like Toronto deserved to move on based on their play. They didn't feel like a playoff team to me. Too many giveaways, too many mistakes, and it happened not just on the back end, but in the front end. Anderson, it was just kind of all over the place. A very frustrating team to watch at times, but also a very exciting team to watch. There's so many positives in Toronto. It's a fun team to watch, and it makes me happy, even as a Canadiens fan, that they're doing well these past couple of seasons and their future looks so bright. So I have some notes written down here about the series. I want to talk about them. Some things will be a little bit repetitive based on what I already said, but let's get a little more in depth here. So the first thing I have is that Plekanec didn't play a second of the third period in Game 7. If he did, I missed it. I don't know why he didn't play. I don't think he was injured. I believe he was benched. For what reason, I don't know. But he didn't play any of the third period. He only played 12 minutes of the game. He didn't lead the team. He had 4 points in the series, which was third best on the team. At the beginning of this game, Game 7, in Period 1 and Period 2, I said the thing that I hate. First period and second period, they were utilizing Plekanec to win faceoffs and to be in this center position, which he's good at, and play that shutdown role up through the middle. And if he won the faceoff or if the play was in Toronto's hands or near the bench, he would hop off. Matthews would come on, or whoever would come on. It was usually Matthews, and so they were using him as mainly a faceoff guy, and using him in the defensive end, the offensive end, using him strictly for faceoffs and for that shutdown role. And he was doing a fantastic job, and obviously it was successful. Partially successful. They got into the third period with the lead, and they benched him, and let in a bunch of goals. I'm not saying that's why they let in a bunch of goals, but you have to wonder why they stopped playing him. And he has the third most points on your team in the series, and you benched him for the third period in Game 7 when you have a lead. I don't even like Plekanec. I'm not even defending him. If you've watched any previous videos when he played for the Canadiens, you'll know that I do not like Plekanec. In fact, he has the worst shot in the National Hockey League. I have no love for Plekanec. I'm glad he left my Canadiens. So I'm not defending him, but I'm just questioning the decision to bench him. It seems weird. Next up, Matthews, 2 points in 6 games. You obviously, Toronto fans, hockey fans who were watching this, would have liked to see more from Matthews. I felt like he made a lot of good plays, breaking into the zone, getting some shots on the net, but it really didn't feel like typical Matthews. He scored, I think, one big, crucial, important goal in the series. But other than that, he really kind of felt a bit invisible compared to what you would expect from Matthews. So I think some Leafs fans are probably a little bit critical of his series. Same with Nylander, 2 points in 6 games. I felt like Nylander played had more of an impact on the series versus Matthews. I felt Nylander was more on the ice everywhere. He would cycle the puck and take the puck and work it around and regain control and have patience and stuff. So I felt like even though he only had 2 points, the same as Matthews, he had a more impactful series than Matthews did. Kapanen, no points, but man, that kid looks so good. He hit the post like I think twice or 3 times in the series. He was everywhere. He's so fast. He made plays. I feel like he's gonna break out next year. Like you get the feeling with him that you had about Marner and Nylander. You can see it there. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be exciting to watch him next year. What else do I have? The chemistry of Marner, Marleau, and Plekanec. I think they played that line in the last 3 games, other than the third period of Game 7, and I felt like the chemistry was fantastic. Marner was elite this series. He was fantastic. He played so well alongside Marleau. It felt like they had played together for years. You kind of had that feeling. So that was pretty cool to see, actually, because Marleau is one of my favorite players. DeBrusk, I'm not always right. In fact, I'm usually not right. But before this series, I picked a player. I said, in this series, there's going to be a player to watch. It's going to be DeBrusk. Keep your eye on DeBrusk. He's going to do great things. You can go back and watch the video if you like, and look how much of an impact he had on the series. So I'm happy that specific prediction was right. I love DeBrusk. Love watching him. So talented, so fast, so offensively gifted. Love that kid. Anderson, you can't blame everything on Anderson. He made some absolutely incredible saves. There is no question. But he let in some terrible goals as well. Goals he should have had. At least 2 of the goals tonight he should have had. And Don Cherry said after the game that Anderson had a great game and Rask was a sieve. I don't agree with Don Cherry very much, and I really don't agree with what he said tonight. I don't know how you could say that Anderson was better than Rask tonight. Listen, Rask let in some goals he should have had tonight, but there is no way that Anderson was better than Rask tonight. I felt like Rask did let in some soft goals, but overall he's pretty good. And those 2 goals that Anderson let in, or 3 goals actually, that were pretty questionable. I completely disagree with Cherry. So Anderson had a rough night. You can't blame the loss on him. There's obviously so many other factors that go into it. You win as a team, you lose as a team, and he can't take all the blame. There's lots of blame to go around on Toronto for sure. Pasternak, I felt was all over the ice. Just the little things that he does, like protect the puck and the patience. And when that goal, DeBrusk's first goal, when Pasternak was in the slot, instead of taking the shot, he was looking for the stick. It was a totally planned pass tip play. And just the fact that he had that vision and patience to wait for DeBrusk to get his stick down on the ice in that split second speaks volumes for Pasternak. So it's a pretty special series for him, and he racked up a lot of points too. I thought Krug had a pretty good series. He got some pretty important points. Played a little bit of time on the power play. Looked really good. Fast. Such a fast defenseman. Had fun watching him. Schaller, I felt he was really underrated. I felt he was everywhere on the ice. He was taking shots from weird angles. He was passing the puck well. I felt like he didn't get a lot of points, but he contributed not only offensively but defensively. He backchecked. He made important plays. So definitely underrated in my opinion. Bergeron's faceoffs. In my opinion, he's the best faceoff centerman in the league, and you can feel free to disagree, but I strongly believe that, and I would love to have Bergeron on my team. And he showed his skills in the faceoff circle tonight. I think he was around 60% or something. And last on my list, I just have Gardner and Polak and Dermott. I mean, Dermott's young. He's going to have giveaways. He's going to do irresponsible plays. I understand that. But Polak and Gardner, they're old enough to know better, especially Polak. The unforgivable giveaways in Game 6, they were a lot better tonight. But in Game 6, the amount of giveaways, I've never seen anything like it. It was insane. And I'm so glad that I'm not a 100% a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. And having to watch that, because, oh man, it was so frustrating. I can't even imagine just egregious giveaways, unforgivable giveaways, and no-look passes. And listen, Gardner, super nice guy. I really like him as a person, but the nice guys don't always do everything right. He made some mistakes tonight. There's no question there. Polak made some mistakes as well. I've been complaining about Polak all year, and I think Toronto fans have too. Anyway, very frustrating series to watch if you're a Maple Leafs fan, and even Boston fans. There were points of that series that was very frustrating to watch. But the series is over. It went 7 games, and I've never predicted the first round to be exactly right. In the East, I predicted that Tampa New Jersey series to be done in 5 with Tampa winning. That's exactly what happened. The Pittsburgh Philly game I said would end in 6 with Pittsburgh winning. That's what happened. The Toronto-Boston series I said would end in 7 with Boston winning. That happened. And then the last series, the Washington-Columbus one, I said Washington would win the series in 6. And that's what happened. This is the first time I've ever predicted not only all the winners correctly in the East, but also the exact amount of games as well. So I might go buy a lottery ticket, because that doesn't happen very often. I think it was more luck than anything, because my predictions are usually terrible, as you can see with my West, because I picked Anaheim. But all the other series in the West I got right. It was just that Anaheim San Jose series. So I'm actually not that upset with my predictions overall. I mean, of the 8 series, I got 7 right. So I'm definitely okay with that, with that percentage. Yeah, so I hope you guys watch this series. Now that this was the last series to end in the first round, I can start doing the report cards videos for the teams that were eliminated. Those won't come out anytime soon. Well, they will. I mean, in the next month they'll come out, but I'm not going to push them out hardcore. This weekend's my birthday. I'm going to Halifax for a night, for 2 days basically, just to take a little break, just to relax. I'm going to go to Pro Hockey Life there in Halifax, maybe buy a jersey. I'm going to look for an Islanders jersey. I'm going to go to IKEA. I've never been to an IKEA before, so I'm going to go there and hopefully get a new computer desk and just kind of relax, just have a low-key birthday, don't do anything, just kind of chill in Halifax. I know there's people who watch from Halifax who might say, "Oh, you should do a meetup and stuff." I'm only going to be there for less than 48 hours, just over 24 hours. So I just don't really have time to plan a meetup and schedule and stuff. And I'll do something like that in the future. If you're in Halifax and you see me out and about at Pro Hockey Life or something like that, come say hi if you see me or something like that. But yeah, just going to keep it low key birthday weekend. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're excited for round 2 coming up. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you are new to this channel, I hope you can hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.